Please understand that the idea of a rapture was used to control you. It was used to make you submit. It was used to make you conform. Please understand that the scriptures in the Bible that you all read were Hebrew scriptures first. Hebrew. Nobody on this earth now speaks Hebrew. The people who found these scriptures didn't even speak Hebrew. But you know what they did speak? Greek. Okay? So what happened was they took these Hebrew scriptures and they did their best to translate them to Greek. And then you know what? Then when they translated it to Greek, they said, well, we could use these for our gods. And that's why you'll see a lot of connection between the name Jesus and the Greek god Zeus. And then they translated those scriptures to what? English. When you're looking at the King James Version, do your research about King James. They did not want people to know a lot. A lot was taken, a lot was manipulated with the King James Version. A lot of lies was put in there. And I've only found one pastor out of all the pastors I've sat under that has ever out his mouth said that there were lies in the King James Version Bible. And that is Apostle Joshua Selman from Koinonia Global. I used to be a Christian. I used to be a faithful Christian. Sat under many pastors because I was not a fool to keep sitting up under somebody who's spitting foolishness out their mouth. I still maintained some type of sense even when I was entrapped in the prison mindset of a Christian. But I've only heard one pastor say that there are lies in the King James Version Bible and in any Bible. His name was Apostle Joshua Selman. Let that sink in. This idea of a rapture was put in there to control you by fear. Okay? What the rapture really is on a spiritual level, it is the spirit of condemnation that comes upon you when you do something wrong. It is what happens when you are presented with the truth. And when you deny it, guess what? You're going to continue to live in a living hell. If you accept the truth, using your spiritual discernment, open this eye so that you can really see, then you can be free. You got to understand the Hebrew people were very spiritual. They were spiritual. They were not religious. And even when you want to tie into religion into it, they were more Jewish than they were Christian. Christian was something created by Greeks. Christianity. But if you want to try to tie the Hebrew scriptures to a religion, they were more Jewish than Christian. When you are reading these scriptures, because I'm not going to take away any power from the Hebrew scriptures that the Hebrew people wrote, but I will say, when you are reading these scriptures, understand who translated them and understand their intention behind translated them. So you have to make sure that when you are reading those scriptures, you're not taking what's on the pages literal. You're reading what's not on the pages. Read and wait for revelation, because they are still gold with a lot of good spiritual truth and spiritual wisdom in it. But please keep in mind, spiritual. Spiritual is things you cannot see with the physical eye. And so they have fooled so many of y'all to think that this rapture is going to be a real physical thing. And I even predicted months ago, and I still have the paper where I wrote this down, that I wouldn't put it past these people to actually have some zombies pop up somewhere out of the ground to make this real for a lot of people. Because you know, if they can do it for the television shows, they can do that. People are going to be just as scared. People are already programmed on how to react to zombies. But why would they do that? Why would people want to put zombies out where people can see them? Well, if you want to make people conform to a certain religion, then you have to make this true for them. See all these billionaires getting these bunkers, these underground bunkers? I put it all together. Okay. So that's possibly what they could be doing. Because why everybody else planning to go underground? For what? What y'all planning to go underground for unless you are going to try to intentionally use bodies who were dead that you zombified and put them on the earth to make people submit to your religion. Because here's the thing, a body can be brain dead, but if they held on to the life in the physical body, there are ways that you can use sound to manipulate a body that still has a heartbeat. Or they can even replace hearts. But there are ways that you can use sound to manipulate a body when and it can still move around when somebody's conscious mind is gone. So that is what a zombie is. A zombie is just the person's conscious mind is gone. Think about when you see it on the movies. They're moving, they're doing, but they have no identity. You feel me? They have no conscious mind. So I wouldn't put it past these people to try to orchestrate something like that. To go to that great of a length to try to orchestrate something like that. To send people into chaos. And then to get people to submit to this false religion that they have orchestrated from scriptures written by Black Hebrew people. Remember, again, these scriptures were written by Black Hebrew people. Black Hebrew people. And their language, the Hebrew language, is way more in depth than the Greek and English language. So that is another reason that when you are listening to these scriptures, you must. Or when you are reading these scriptures, you must read what's not on the pages. Read in between the lines. Okay? That's how you see what they're trying to say in the spirit realm. You have to see what they were trying to say in the spirit realm. The fools are going to see what's on paper, take it, and run with it. Don't be a fool. Because those are the people who are falling into this trap of the rapture. And they've been saying the rapture going to be happening for 50 years now. 100 years. I don't know how long the Christians have, since forever when they did their Bible. You got to understand. They told, how long was the King James Version invented? I think the King James Version was invented in like the 1800s or something. They've been telling people about this rapture for so long. But you got to understand that the rapture is just something they created when they had all these people edit these scriptures and add and take out. It is just something they created so that you would conform and submit under their control. Because you're going to live in fear. If I'm telling you this and you don't have enough knowledge and you don't have enough critical thinking skills and you don't have any other resources to compare this information with, which is what a lot of people didn't have back then you're going to be scared out of your fucking mind. And you're going to do what I say. It's just like how a abuser grooms a child. Like you see when an older man is with a younger woman and how he grooms her. And how that when that woman grows up, that man could be beating her, could be doing all type of things, and she's still going to stay with that man. Why? Because he groomed her when she was young and vulnerable. And even when she becomes an adult, her mind is still groomed. And that is the same thing that Christianity does to people. This is why, just like I did, people were getting groomed from the time we come out of the womb. I started getting groomed from the time I came out the womb. Literally. My grandmother prayed over me as soon as I came out the womb in Jesus' name. I ain't even go at 24 hours before I heard the name Jesus. And then come to find out as an adult, it's all a fraud. And that Jesus is just what the Greeks created. And a lot of people believe they did that so that they can say Hail Zeus, which is a Greek god, in plain sight. Jesus is not a white man at all, was not a white man. His name was Yahushua HaMashiach. He was a Hebrew Israelite. And I'm not talking about the Israel that we know today. And he was a black man.